Today on Drawbli, Abby is drawing
a Pinterest tutorial JPEG.
Click that subscribe button if you are new around here.
And comment below with critiques of how we can improve as artists.
Alright, so tell me what we have going on here.
Well, I saw this JPEG on Pinterest.
You saw this JPEG.
And it looked like a very not simple JPEG, but...
Not a simple JPEG.
I was kind of in that state of, well, what do I want to draw? What do I want to draw? And I decided it's time to stop asking myself what I want to draw and just draw the next thing I see. So I downloaded that JPEG. And it wasn't till much later in the process that I realized the four heads across the top are not, in fact, a very slow progression of the artwork. They are all the exact same sketch and color flat work, and each
are you talking
column,
about the very top row there?
Yeah.
They're all identical?
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
And I didn't realize...
Why is that?
Because each vertical column is a different iteration of taking that sketch to a different place.
Okay, so it's not going left to right, left to right, left to right. It's,
exactly.
Each one is unique.
Correct.
So each one, I can't see it. Oh, there we go. So
Yeah.
they're just different lighting scenarios. So we have underlit, kind of direct, off to the side, and one other.
Yeah. So I just did the first column, not the one you see here closest to the artwork.
The underlit one.
The one that where half of it's cut off because it's not the greatest JPEG.
Not the greatest JPEG. So you did the underlit one?
No. The other one, the one farthest away from the sketch.
Oh, okay. So that the most neutral lighting there.
Yes.
That is just kind of some flat lighting. The third one, because those shadows are harsher, that means that the light source is closer. It's like a small spotlight right in front. Very common in portrait photography. Both of those middle ones are. So you did the more neutral lighting. Why did you pick that one?
Because it was the first on the list, and optimistically in the beginning, I thought, well, maybe I'll just go down and do all of them. And then I found out, a fact that will surprise nobody, is that I don't have the skill to do that in a timely fashion.
Okay.
Yes.
So I remember you talking about some of the steps here. There are only 4 steps, but for each one, it's a pretty big jump.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, draw the rest of the owl.
Yeah. So the first step is obviously just lines plus flat color. Step 2 looks like adding shadow shapes, from what I can tell. But step 3 looks like it adds a lot to it, going from step 2 to 3.
I didn't really focus too hard on getting it to look exactly like step 3 or 4 in the end. I think I actually spent maybe the majority of my time on my sketch, which was what I really enjoyed.
Which makes sense. This is the planning stage, and it's the hardest part. Once you do if you have a perfect piece of line art, whatever you do on top of that, it is going to kind of look, well, I shouldn't say is going to look good, but it's pretty hard to screw it up after you have something so good in the beginning.
Right. And luckily for me, it's what I like to work on the most, and it's what I'm the most comfortable working on.
Nice.
Yeah, since it's the most reticent of pen, not reticent, but it's the most similar to just a pen on paper.
Reminiscent?
Reminiscent, yes,
I think is the word you were thinking of.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you learned anything from doing this study? I mean, it looks like this is just a really nice general process. It's pretty similar to how I work when I'm doing a portrait, starting line, flat color, shadow, lighting.
Yeah, I think for me right now, a lot of what I'm learning is about rendering portraits. So that's a step that I've never been able to practice prior to this, is the slow rendering with color and different ways of adding value. So every time I create a new artwork, it's all about, practicing the rendering. That's the new difficult thing for me. And adding the colors in the faces, of course, all this subtle hue variance. Because typically I can only work with values and not hues.
Yeah, this is really cool. I really like the pink hair color. Would you ever consider dyeing your hair pink?
Absolutely.
Like that color of pink?
Sure. I think it would look good. I would also
me? Would I look good with pink hair?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a doctor I used to work with, I won't dox the doctor, but he always dyes his hair pink.
And his name is this, and here's his social security number.
I was in a TikTok dance with him, actually. They were doing some marketing for the hospital, and
very nice.
I was on the floor, and they taught us this TikTok dance, a few of us, and we did it with the doctor, and it became part of their marketing, which was really fun.
What color is his hair?
He often has it pink for breast cancer awareness.
Like bright pink or?
Yeah. but not currently. But he did do that for a long time.
Dang. What, so, I mean, we're HueTubers, Abby, so we got to get the colorful hair. If you're going pink, I can't also do pink, so what should I do?
Purple.
Purple?
Yeah.
Purple's so close to pink.
It'll look good. Blue?
What about, like, bright red, like fire? And then I spike my hair up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Bright red
so I could
with
look like a Pokemon trainer.
With blue stripes.
What?
Yeah.
No, I don't want racing stripes in my hair. That's ridiculous. Maybe like a black stripe.
Ooh, you could do like bright red with black tips.
Okay. All right. I'm into it. That might be cool.
If you do that, I'll put blue tips on my pink hair. Ooh, that'd be cool.
I recently sculpted Phoenix, the dude from Valorant.
Oh, yeah.
For a tutorial. And he has, what are they called? Dreadlocks. And his hair, they kind of looks like burning wicks. I'll put an image of him up on screen, or maybe Abby will, depending on who edits this one.
It's me.
So his hair is really cool because it's just like, you know, his natural hair color, and then it turns into this like bright flame color. And I think in the game his hair like glows and potentially changes color depending if he's doing his fire abilities or whatever.
Oh, cool.
It's very cool. Yes,
Yeah.
He was a lot of fun to sculpt.
Oh yeah, I bet. He looks like a lot of fun. I like his face.
You like his face?
I like his face.
Whoa. Okay. All right. Great. Well, I like your face. I like the face that you're drawing.
Thank you.
That you're painting.
Thanks.
It looks like some of the texture that you have on the eyes is kind of like a pencil brush or something, or maybe charcoal.
Who even knows? Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yes, that would be a more textured chalk brush of some kind.
So at the beginning of Drawbli, when we first started way back, shout out to that old version of us. I would just use like whatever brush. I didn't really stick to anything in particular. Now I feel like I have a set like few brushes that I pretty much always stick to. Have you noticed that you kind of stick to the same brushes now?
Yeah, but I feel like I still go through waves where I'm like, these are my brushes, and then in a month I'm like, no, these are my brushes, but it's always just a few.
Those brushes are trash.
Yeah.
These are my new brushes.
So not permanent, but I definitely I use some sort of brush pen quite a bit. I forget exactly which one.
I think it's just called the brush pen.
There is one called the brush pen, but I think I use a similar one, maybe the studio pen. I forget what it's called
fancy.
Exactly. But yeah, I like it a lot.
I really like what you're doing here with your eyes. I find that when I paint now, I do a lot more with just kind of creating a new layer for if I'm gonna like paint a shadow real quick, and then I'll play around with opacity and potentially blending modes. I don't really do a lot with blending modes. I don't know if you do, but do you do anything with like layers, any blending modes, opacity, that kind of stuff a lot?
Not a whole lot, actually. I think lately I have been really interested in working on minimal layers and just blocking down color. Since I saw your marker sketches that you did.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
those rough things.
Oh, those were inspiring to me. I was like, this is my new style of working.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't do it in this because this was just an experiment in a different kind of work. But lately I've been doing a lot of marker studies.
Marker studies?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, that's what you called yours.
No, I just called them marker sketches.
Marker sketches, that's what I mean. Yeah. And I've enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, it's just something that, like, for me, if I'm doing something in that kind of general style, it's like less than 30 minutes probably. Just something quick with a lot of hard lines. And that has just kind of become or developed more into how I paint. But I do try, if I'm working on something longer, to really get back in and soften up what I'm working on. Make it a little more, you can't have only hard edges or only soft edges. You have to have a balance.
You have to have a balance. Well, speaking of balance, I learned other things this week that by the time I was making this, I had not yet learned, that I am so excited to share them with you.
Are you going to tell me about belly dancing again?
No, drawing things.
Oh, okay. What drawing things did you learn?
I'll show you when we do those artworks later in a couple days.
Wow,
Yeah.
really kind of roping people in. forcing them to come back later
I'm
to
just so
hear this super
excited.
interesting
I'm just so
topic.
excited.
Can we get a little teaser?
Saturation.
Whoa! Well, hey, if you want to hear more about saturation and see more amazing artworks like Abby's pink-haired girl here, click that subscribe button.
And comment below with critiques and ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
And this is the part where we say...
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
You're gonna think it's amazing what I'm doing with the saturation.
I know, I can't wait.
I'm excited for you.
Whoa.